Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the CAC Boomerang. The CAC Boomerang was a fighter aircraft designed and manufactured in Australia by the Commonwealth Aircraft Corporation between 1942 and 1945. Approved for production shortly following the Empire of Japan's entry into the Second World War, the Boomerang was rapidly designed as to meet the urgent demands of fighter aircraft to equip the Royal Australian Air Force. It was the first combat aircraft designed and constructed in Australia. Different variants of the Boomerang were manufactured under a series of corresponding production contract numbers, and the aircraft was supplied under each subsequent contract would incorporate various modifications, typically aimed at improving the aircraft's performance. The Boomerang was handicapped by the available engine variant, which gave low power at altitude and resulted in the aircraft proving to be slower than contemporary fighter aircraft. The Boomerang rarely engaged in aerial combat. During early wartime operations, the Boomerang was mainly dispatched to equipped home-based squadrons, freeing up other fighters for use overseas. In later service, the Boomerang would commonly be used for ground support duties, cooperating with Allied Army units, in addition to secondary roles such as aerial reconnaissance and air-sea rescue. So yeah, the CAC Boomerang here, a very kind of under-known aircraft, I would really say, just due to the fact that it really didn't have a prominent effect in the war. It's a very cool looking aircraft and very nice. I think the design for it came out really good, and I think we've done one Australian aircraft before, so this is a cool one to kind of add to that collection and to again kind of bolster our Commonwealth aircraft. So overall, really, as I mentioned, a really cool aircraft. It's got a very similar kind of camo scheme or color scheme to that of the Royal Air Force, so kind of the browns and the greens and stuff like that with the white, or kind of more of an off-white underbelly. But this aircraft here also has a white tail, which seemed to be kind of a 50-50, so some of these did have completely white out tails, kind of like similar to the red tails, P-51 Mustangs. So I assume it's probably a common thing with the aircraft, or at least in its construction, or maybe it signifies its role that it was used for, or maybe just is part of a specific squadron. Not 100% sure. But overall, really nice looking aircraft, and let's go ahead and kind of take a look here at exactly what we're building. So start off with, we have obviously the front engine here, the broad radial engine. As you work our way back, we have the cockpit here. It is a pretty short, kind of stubby aircraft here. As you can see, it's relatively smaller in length to more of the other different fighters. We have the wings here. Obviously, you can see the camouflage pattern in the wings there, pretty nice pattern on them. And we have the mounted machine gun, or mounted guns here, which I want to say were 20 millimeters. I can't remember exactly, but probably 20 millimeter cannons on both sides. We have the squadron numbers and the aircraft number here on the side of the aircraft, as well as the Australian Royal Air Force kind of roundel, which is basically a blue circle with an inner white circle. And all the rigging here for the flight controls and radio antennas and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, pretty cool stuff overall. Really nice looking aircraft. And again, it's been a long time since we've done a Australian aircraft. So this will be a nice one to, again, add to our collections here for our World War II Commonwealth. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Alright guys, so going ahead and move it into our tutorial here. We'll be going ahead and starting off with our first layer, layer 1. Now, one thing I want to mention here is that if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way that I structure these tutorials is I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is I'm going to be building the entire center line and right side of the aircraft on camera and leaving the left side over to you guys to copy in between layers. It's pretty straightforward, and once we kind of get through the first few layers, it'll make a little bit more sense of what we're trying to do here, but it really isn't anything too complicated. Also, this is only the in-flight model. We will not be doing a landed version, as a landed version would require to be slanted at an angle, and we won't be doing that in that tutorial. So, or in this tutorial. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do here is we're going to place down an iron trapdoor. Now this iron trapdoor is going to be on the top portion of the block of the space here, not on the bottom like so. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4. Smooth quartz top slabs going back from it, and then another 2 iron trap doors. After we have that done, we're going to place down an iron trap door here to the side, followed by 1, 2 quartz top slabs and 1 and 2 iron trap doors. We're going to place down another iron trap door here, 1, 2 smooth quartz top slabs, and 1, 2 iron trap doors. We're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 iron trap doors, then a row of 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 iron trap doors just like that. After that's done, you're going to take what we do on the right side here, flip it over to the left side, and you'll have everything complete here for our first layer, layer number 1. And yeah, with that, that's it for this layer. Let's go ahead and move on to our next layer here, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. Now for layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a black concrete block on this iron trapdoor here in the front. We then want to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz slab, coming off of it like so, and then going back from it, we're going to place down a smooth quartz block, followed by 1, 2, and 3 black concrete blocks. Now where these black concrete blocks are, you can leave the space open if you do want to build an interior for this aircraft. For our aircraft, we're just going to go ahead and close off the interior, so we're just going to go ahead and fill that space in like so. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz blocks back, smooth quartz ups downstairs, smooth quartz top slab, and an iron trapdoor like that going toward the rear here. We then want to go ahead and skip a space from this iron trapdoor, and we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, come off the side of this block like so, and so we have something that looks like that there on the rear. Once we have that done, we're going to go to the sides here. We're going to place down a row of 2 of dark oak wood ups downstairs, or sorry, my bad, 1 dark oak wood ups downstairs and then a dark oak wood ups down corner stair, just like this. Coming off the side of the corner stair, we're going to place down a zombie head, and we want to go ahead and then take our green terracotta and go back 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks back. Or sorry, my bad, total of 5, so you have a row of 5 green terracotta blocks here in total. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair, dark oak wood corner stair, and then a skeleton skull like that on the end there. After that's done, go ahead and go into this green terracotta block. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like so. Going back from it, 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks, dark oak wood stair, and a dark oak wood slab, and then a second dark oak wood slab coming off that stair. We then want to place down another dark oak wood stair here, followed by 1, 2 green terracotta blocks back, dark oak wood stair, and then a dark oak wood slab like that. Once we have that done, we're going to take our smooth quartz blocks. We're going to place down a smooth quartz block located right here. We're going to go and then go back from it with a total of 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks, and we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood slab here on the end. Once we have that all finished there, we're going to go and then place down a smooth quartz full block right here. And we want to go and then go back from it with 2 green terracotta blocks and a dark oak wood stair like that, facing that direction. Once we have that complete there, we're going to take our smooth quartz stairs. We're going to place down 1 and 2 coming off those full blocks, and then a smooth quartz top slab coming off both sides of those stairs like so. And we're going to then place down another row of 4 of top slabs across like so, and then a row of 3. So indent from the front there. We're going to go then place down 2 rows of 3 of iron trapdoors. Come off those 2 slabs, and then 1 iron trapdoor come off the center one like that. And once you have that all done there, the last thing for us to do here is to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence gate, a end rod, and a skeleton skull. We're going to place down a skeleton skull on the side of this block right here, and then a dark oak wood fence gate coming off this block with a end rod coming off of it facing toward the front there, just like that for the wings. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer 2. You're going to take the same design we do over here on the right side, flip it over to the left side, and you'll have basically layer 2 all complete. One thing I also want to note is that we are not doing the camouflage as of yet, as we're going to save that for the end to go ahead and do as an add-on. So, we'll be cover that later. So if you are wondering, we will be doing it just after we get the actual build of the plane done. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into layer 3. Alright guys, moving to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a black concrete block on top of this one here, followed by a stone brick wall coming off it toward the front, followed by a red concrete block, and then a wither skeleton skull like that for the tip there. After that, going ahead and going back from this black concrete block, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, and this space right here, you can go ahead and choose to leave this next row of 4 here open for the aircraft, for the cockpit, or you can go ahead and fill this in with 4 black concrete blocks. Either way works. We're going to go then place down a green terracotta block here, followed by 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, so you have a row of 4. We're going to then place down 1 and 2 smooth quartz full blocks, smooth quartz upside down stair, and a smooth quartz top slab. We will also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a lever, and we're going to place down a lever here, coming off this smooth quartz block like that, flicked back so it's facing toward our wither skeleton skull like that. Once that's all complete there, we're going to go ahead and go back into the front here. We're going to place down a black concrete block here, coming off this one, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of this stair, opened up toward the outside. And we're going to place down 2 trapdoors here on the back and also close those like so. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta blocks across, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 mossy cobblestone walls, followed by a skeleton skull directly after that. With that complete, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor. Going back from it, we're going to place down a green carpet, and then 1 and 2 green carpets here to the side. And there are 2 green carpets over here. And we want to go ahead and then switch to our dark oak trapdoors. So for our dark oak trapdoors here, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 over. We're going to go ahead and then go 1 back, 1 down. And then we want to go and then go down from this one and then 1 out to the side there. So just like that. And we're going to take our green carpet and we're going to place it down on these blocks right here. So you have that, and then also in the front here, 1, 2, 3 across like so. Now once we get to this point, we're going to then grab ourselves daylight detectors, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 daylight detectors. Now this will cause your dark oak trapdoors to open. On the bottom here, it also creates these iron trapdoors to open. Now, if you do have access to a debug stick, I recommend using your debug stick, selecting it to the open setting, and being able to change it to basically false. So it does close those and deactivates those the effects of the redstone repeaters, or the daylight detectors. If you do not have access to a debug stick or anything like that, then you can use birchwood trapdoors on the bottom there, underneath these 2 daylight detectors, and that will work for what we're trying to accomplish there. Anyways, once that's done, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of dark oak slabs. Dark oak slab here on top of that iron trapdoor. And then in the corners here, we're going to place down a zombie head. So one here at a 45-degree angle there on both sides, just like that. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap it up for this layer, just making sure there's nothing I'm missing and everything appears to be good to go. Here is a aerial view of what this layer will look like from above. And again, that's it for layer number 3 for the build. And with that, let's go and move into layer number 4. I guess moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a black concrete block on top of this one right here, and then a dark oak top slab coming off it toward the front. Going back from this black concrete block, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, and then 1, 2, and 3, like Grease Stained Glass full blocks, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta blocks back, and then 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz full blocks and a smooth quartz upside stair here on the rear. Going back up to the front here and moving our way out to the sides, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 dark oak stairs and then a dark oak corner stair. We're going to then place down 2 dark oak slabs, 2 dark oak stairs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 mossy cobblestone walls, followed by 2 quartz stairs like that. And then a skeleton skull come off the side here of the stair. We want to go ahead and then take our smooth quartz stairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz stairs here. We're going to go and then place down 1 and 2 smooth quartz slabs like that, 1 and 2, and then 1 just like that. Now we want to go ahead and go to this space to begin with for our slabs. We're going to go ahead and drop a block underneath it, and we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull at a very slight angle, like so, for a little bit of shaping here. So just like that. And we're also going to go ahead and go to this space over here, place a block on the bottom here, and on top of that block we're going to place down a skeleton skull at a 45-degree angle there to kind of round that corner off a little bit. And this switch should look like you're from up above for your rear horizontal stabilizers. Now with that out of the way, that's pretty much all we have there for this layer. The one thing I will also cover is we do have these barrier blocks, and these barrier blocks here are going to go to this quartz slab. So a barrier block like this, and then we're going to go 1 over and then 1 forward. So basically you have something that looks like that there for your barrier blocks, and that'll be used for setting up our rigging here for these cables. Anyways, once that's all done there, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for that. We're going to go ahead and move into making these banners here. So again, these banners are super simple. I will not be showing you guys how to make the letter banners. I will be linking tutorials down in the description, which do include letter and numbered banners, so you can go and put your own unit designations on the side of these aircrafts. I do recommend that if you are, maybe research a little bit into the different squadrons, what the letters mean, stuff like that, so you can kind of create a little bit more of a accurate type scene to it or anything like that. But yeah, that's again just an option for you guys, and I will be again linking that down in the description. Anyways, real quick, I'm going to move into showing you guys how to make this little banner logo on the side there, and from there we'll basically move on. I guess so to make those banners, super simple design here. We're going to be going ahead and going into our loom, and we're going to go ahead and take our white banners and place them into our loom and our blue dye. For our first banner here, we're going to go ahead and select the box here in the bottom left, and we're going to go ahead and then select the box up here in the top left, so you get this design like so. And that's going to be our first banner. Our second banner here, we're going to go ahead and do basically the same thing, but this time bottom right and the top right. So just kind of flipping and doing the opposite here. Now, once you have that done, and you are wanting to put your banners on the side here, I do recommend you make your letter banners. As you can see, I did use 3 here. 3 seems to be the standard, and it seems to be organized this way with 1 letter in front, probably designating the squadron, and then the two right here representing the aircraft specific, or a section, basically a subsection within the squadron. So just want to kind of throw that out there for setting this up. Now, we want the text to read left to right. So we're going to start over here on the left side. We're going to place down our first letter on this dark oak wood stair. We're going to place down these two banners, just like that, and then our two letter banners. However, over here on the right side of the aircraft, since we do want to read left to right, we're going to go and place our first letter on this mossy cobblestone wall, our two banners like so, and then our last two banners like that. So you can see here, there is a difference in the placement because we do want the letters to read always from left to right. So again, make sure that that's done on both sides there, and adds a nice little bit of detail there to the aircraft and kind of makes it a little bit more, special, I guess. Anyways, that right there is going to wrap up what we have here for layer 4 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be moving into layer 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a row 3 of green carpet on these first blocks. We're going to go ahead and then place down a narrow brick stair, followed by 1, 2, and 3, like gray stained glass full blocks back, just like that. Once we have that all finished there, we want to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, and 3, like gray stained glass panes here to the sides. And we're going to also grab a wither skeleton skull and place down a wither skeleton skull on top of these narrow brick stairs, narrow brick corner stairs, or dark oak wood corner stairs on both sides like that. We then want to go and go back from this green light gray stained glass block and place down 2 green terracotta blocks, a dark oak wood stair, 2 dark oak wood slabs, a smooth quartz stair, 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz full blocks back like so. We're going to then take our mossy cobblestone walls, place down 2 to the side here, a zombie head here, and then another zombie head here at a very slight angle like so. Going ahead and focus our attention here to the tail. We're going to go ahead and also place down a stone button on both sides of this smooth quartz block. Now going ahead and move into the sides here, we do have our barrier blocks, which are going to start to come into play here. So for our barrier blocks, we're going to go and start off by going ahead and placing down 3 stone buttons on those first 3 barrier blocks that we placed. We then want to go ahead and go up from this stone button here, up and over to the side. We're going to place down 1 block, which will be just like that. We're going to then place down a barrier block forward, and then one that's coming off this mossy cobblestone wall like so. Now on the sides of these barrier blocks, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 1 stone buttons like down on the side there, for again that cabling there along the side of the aircraft. So with that out of the way, that's pretty much it for that, and that's going to completely complete that layer. With that, we're going to go and move into our final layers here, which are going to basically consist of layers 6, 7, and 8. We're going to basically finish off all of our details. So with that, let's go and move into layers 6, 7, and 8. Alright guys, going ahead and move into layers 6, 7, and 8 for these layers to go ahead and get started with. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 2 of dark oak trapdoors here in the front, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 green carpets back. From this, we're going to go to the tail here and place down a smooth quartz block on top of this one, a second smooth quartz block back, and a direct wall coming off this block with a stone button to both sides of the smooth quartz block. We're going to go up from this block with another smooth quartz block like so, a direct wall to both sides, and then a smooth quartz slab on top, and also a stone button here to both sides of this block. Now, once we have that done, we do have this cabling here that does need to be done here for our basically antenna here that comes down to the right side. And this is something that's on the right side of the aircraft, on the right side only. Now, before we go and do that real quick, one thing also on the right side, and again the right side only of the aircraft, is we're going to go and go to this daylight detector, and we're going to place down 2 end rods coming off of it like that going forward. Again, that's going to be on the right side of the aircraft and only the right side. And with that, let's go and move into this cable here. Alright guys, going ahead and move it into this rear cable here. Now this rear cable drops down from the vertical stabilizer down to the right side of the wing. So for this to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go and go up to this top section here. We want to go and go a block forward from this direct wall, basically up from it, and then 1 block forward. And then we're going to go and place down a barrier block out to the side like so. Now from this point here, we're going to place down a stone button on the side of this barrier block. And we're going to go and then drop down from it like this and out to the side with 1 more barrier block. Now on this barrier block here, we want to go and place down a stone button on top of that block. From this, we're going to go and then go forward from this barrier block. So we want to go ahead and go over like that. And we're going to then place down a stone button on this side here of the barrier block. Now from this point here, we're going to drop down from this barrier block. So we're going to go down by 1 like so. And there's going to be a stone button on top of this barrier block as well. So just basically kind of a cascading pattern that goes down like that so far. We're going to go and then go from this barrier block. We're going to go and go over, out, and down one. And we're going to place down 2 stone buttons there on the sides. We're going to go ahead and go over from this stone button. And we're going to go ahead and drop down with a barrier block. And we're going to place down a stone button on top. Coming off this barrier block here, we're going to go ahead and drop down again. And we're going to have a... So real quick, we're going to go ahead and then just go off this barrier block here with one more. So just like this. And we're going to place down a stone button over here on the further side. We're going to then go down from this, or go over from the stone button, and then go down one with the barrier block. We're going to place down a stone button on top of it. And we want to go and then place down a barrier block located right here. A stone button on the side there. And we're going to go and then drop a barrier block here, come off this iron trapdoor with a stone button on top of it like that. And that right there will connect up to the tip of the wing. Again, if you need a visual here, how this kind of looks. So something like that going down there for our our antenna here, or say antenna, but our wire here that goes across there. Anyways, that right there is going to basically do it for that. And the last thing here we have for this tutorial is to go ahead and do the propellers here. So for really simple for these, we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves some nether brick slabs, birchwood slabs, nether brick wall, and a sandstone wall. We're going to start off by going ahead and going to the top of this red concrete block. We're going to place down a nether brick wall up, one up and over to the side, and then a birchwood slab that goes up and over to the side like that as well. Going down here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick top slabs over, and then a birchwood top slab, and then on the bottom here, we're going to place down a nether brick wall, one over, and then a sandstone wall that goes down just like that. And once that's all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up the aircraft itself. We're going to go ahead and now move into the portion of the tutorial, which will go ahead and show you guys how to do the camouflage. So you guys can kind of give it a nice kind of colored texture. And as you can see between the 2 different versions, the camouflage one definitely has a more eye-catching factor to it compared to the one without. So anyways, let's go ahead and move into the camouflage. Alright guys, so go ahead and move into the camouflage. Now for the camouflage here, I don't really recommend following any kind of particular pattern. Most of the time for World War II type camos, there really wasn't a set standard, and it was basically just kind of done on each aircraft individually. Now, what this means for you is that if you're building a bunch of these in one area, I definitely recommend doing a different kind of scheme for each one, like in the sense that blocks are different on each one, their kind of patterns are a little bit different. Same overall type of concept, but just a little bit different. Anyways, to get started with here, we're going to go ahead and just simply find a location point, and we're going to go ahead and kind of replace our blocks here. And you can see we're replacing our dark oak wood with spruce wood, our green carpets with brown carpets, and we can also replace spruce wood trapdoors with those blocks as well. Now we don't have to take these little spots all the way to the back of the wing. We can kind of have them kind of flow and kind of splotch right here. And let's say we want to go ahead and have the brown pick up back up right here, so we can have this kind of in this section here of the wing as well, and maybe kind of work its way up to that point there. So as you can see, we got a little bit of color going in there. I feel like this area right here is a little too dark, so we'll go ahead and kind of throw in a little bit of brown that kind of works its way up and into the fuselage, like so. And we'll have it kind of come up here into the cockpit area. So as you can see, we're kind of just randomly kind of placing it, but just a little bit of a thought, you know, into kind of where we're placing and why we're placing something where. If we do have a splotch, you know, we can go ahead and kind of wrap it around the fuselage here. So it kind of wraps around the nose there, comes up the front. And then over here on this side, you know, we can kind of, you know, imagine it comes around here and flows its way back into here. So again, it's kind of up to you guys what you guys want to do. Again, you don't have to do the same camouflage I'm doing right here, and I definitely encourage you guys to try to do some different stuff, see what you can come up with, because there are definitely quite a few possibilities here you can do for these you know, camouflage types. And I'm going to make sure that I try to keep both sides different from each other. So I'm not going to try to do the same exact pattern on both sides, because it kind of, you know, defeats the purpose and kind of makes it look a little bland for what we're trying to go for. So we'll kind of have it come in this section here, a little bit of a smaller splotch, but this time we'll have a larger splotch that goes across this whole section of the wing, and this will kind of be a bigger one that will come across here and flow basically from the leading to the trailing edge of the wing. So just like that, and we can go ahead and maybe change a few blocks here on the tip there just to kind of give a little bit more brown to that. This section here again is a little bland, so we'll go ahead and maybe just put very tiny amount into this location. So just something like that right there, real small amount. And on top here we can fit a little bit as well. With the walls, it kind of unfortunately gets rid of the effect just a little bit, but we kind of do it to the best of our ability, and we get something that really looks just something like that. As you can see, it's just really kind of simple, placing blocks, just kind of thinking a little bit about how the camouflage scheme would look. You can look at real life examples too if you are going a little bit further of you know, trying to understand the camouflage patterns and all that stuff. Anyways, that right there is going to do our do it for this tutorial for the CAC Boomerang. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Narrow Australian Commonwealth World War II aircraft, so pretty cool build and very enjoyable. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this tutorial. If you guys do use this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be the thing from a on the build, link to my channel or this video if this does bring social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But other than that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your 204, and I'll see you guys next time.